reveal that you are in fact a boy, I was struck with panic. I'd only grown up with sisters and had no idea what little boys were like. I thought it'll be like letting a wild animal into the house. I couldn't have been more wrong. Since you are an infant, you've had a sweet, generous, thoughtful, caring, and loving disposition. You've been a builder, never a destroyer, always asking, what if? And dreaming up new inventions, worlds, and creations. You always imbued your toys with personalities and characters. Even as a 3-year-old, you preferred to engage your Thomas the Tank Engine trains in in-depth conversations rather than train races and wrecks. I would find you on the stairs holding Thomas in one hand and Percy in the other, giving each a distinct voice and arguing his point. With your stuffed animals, you created elaborate relationships of siblings, parents, step-parents, aunts, uncles, and cousins, because every bear, dog, cat, sheep, and moose needed a place in the family. And Taffy, your ever-present childhood stuffed dog, became as real to all of us as any other family member. Even as a little boy, you had an unusually high emotional IQ, able to identify with people, show incredible forgiveness, and articulate your feelings. You're a thoughtful person, always weighing both sides of an issue, giving everyone a fair share. At birthday parties, you come up with icebreaker games to introduce your different sets of friends so no one feels left out. As a baby, you were very serious, and we wondered if we had misnamed you, since Isaac is Hebrew for laughter. But before you were a year, that seriousness gave way to joy, and you grew into your name, evidenced by the big toothy smile you always bore. You became a joyful, fun, and funny kid, developing the wicked sense of humor you've been demonstrating lately. You're one of those kids who can light up a room with your smile, and when you walk in with that glow already emanating, I know a good joke is in store. So as you've been pointing out for many years, we certainly did name you well. Along with your sense of humor, you've also developed a sense of adventure, whether it be riding the roller coaster at Six Flags or jumping off a 40-foot cliff into a river at Camp Cedar, singing and dancing on stage, skiing straight down a mountain run, hiking up a steep mountain trail, riding waves in Wellfleet, or reaching for the stars on Arthur's trampoline. You're a lover of games, fun, and adventure. And Zach, you have a curiosity that constantly amazes me. Your rabbinical tendencies were revealed at a very early age when you asked, did God create people or did people create God? You're as eager to watch the next John and Hank Green video to learn about the Ottoman Empire as the next Doctor Who episode. And when you're curious about something, you don't just dabble in it. After you read the graphic novel Hugo about the early French filmmaker Georges Méliès, you tracked down as many of his early films as you could find on Netflix, so you could see his films firsthand. And recently, when a restored color copy of his film, A Trip to the Moon, showed at the Brattle Theater along with a documentary about Méliès' life, you insisted we go see it. It's just one of the many examples of the incredible breadth and depth of your curiosity. You're one of the best conversationalists I know, and your ideas never cease to surprise and impress me. I love the time we spend in the car talking to and from school. You always have great ideas about technologies that haven't yet been invented, worlds that might be, time and space travel. We share books on tape, lots of in-jokes, and a lot of giggling. You made me think, you made me laugh, and you made me so proud to be your mom.
Zach, Mom and I are so proud of you today, and Maddie. As Maddie pointed out, we are every day. For your poise, your thoughtfulness, your courage, and for a quality you possess that there are no words for, at least not in English. The best I can do to describe this thing I admire and love most about you is your Zachness. It is the essence of who you are. It's a happy collaboration of qualities that rarely coexist in a single human being. It's a light that shines from within you and makes us feel good and warm to be around you. There is a kind of joyful purity in the way you live your life, following your dreams, delights, and imagination without fear or hesitation to whatever adventure they may inspire. An inventive game, a homemade movie, a story, a mischievous joke, or a mind-bending contemplation of the mysteries of the universe. You never need anyone else to join you in your creative enterprises or your musings, but you always welcome us along for the ride, and we are always better for it. In the process, and this is what I appreciate most about you, you teach by showing and sharing. You have taught me some of the most important lessons of my life and what it means to really be true to yourself. When you were born, despite my best intentions, as you know, I fell prey to all of the stereotypical expectations of a father who was once a jock. Just because you were a boy, I imagined us playing ball together in every sport imaginable. And from the moment you could sit up, I started rolling balls in your direction. When you were 5, I dragged you out to the soccer and baseball fields, never noticing that despite your athletic gifts and perfect swing, you didn't love the sports the way I wanted you to. Then one Saturday morning at a soccer game, in the middle of a couple of dozen 5-year-olds racing back and forth in a frenzied blur of arms and legs, I saw you, sitting cross-legged in the middle of the pitch, picking clover in a bubble of absolute serenity. Remember? Having tried unsuccessfully to get through to me by other means, you simply found another way to show me what I needed to know. You have no idea how powerful that moment was for me, Zach, and how deeply grateful I was and am for the patient clarity with which you taught me who you are. I don't know if you remember this, but I walked out to you through all the bodies flying around, took your hand, and said, "Let's go, bud." I was more proud of you then. I could not have been more proud of you at that moment. For that was when I finally understood that you were the little boy I never knew I always wanted. In the years since that day, you have taught me over and over again what strength and strength of character really mean. Yes, your physical gifts are still impressive. Your ability to climb to the top of almost anything in no time at all is just amazing. But I have seen the extraordinary power in your gentleness, in the warmth and compassion you show for your friends. I have seen the way you effortlessly comfort or cheer up someone who's feeling lonely or having a bad day, including me. I have seen the easy courage you bring to your performances on stage as you draw us into the characters you create. I have seen you unleash your imagination into amazing stories and your sense of humor into slyly hilarious comic strips. I have seen you struggle with infinite sadness sometimes and allow yourself to fully feel it, to let that sadness run its course, and then you come out wiser and stronger on the other side. I have seen you learn to overcome hardship and grow even more resilient and confident along the way. With each passing year, Zach, you teach us more and more about what it means to be your own person, to be a good person and a true person. Today, I am so happy to celebrate and honor the young man you have become